Shooting landscapes isn't much fun if you're hauling around loads of kit. So even before you go out and take some shots, it's really worth taking a look at the gear that's worth taking with you. I'm not going to tell you to take your camera or your standard zoom lens, as that's blatantly obvious. But if you're thinking about other lenses, the one that I wouldn't be without is a wide-angle zoom. We'll take a look at how to use these lenses for different effects later on, but essentially this lens allows you to include much more of the scene than your standard zoom. Apart from your camera and lenses, the first thing on my list of must-haves for successful landscapes is a good quality tripod. I know it's a pain to carry around, but it really is essential for all but the most basic landscape shots. Now I know that to many people, the idea of spending loads of cash on a tripod can seem like a waste of money, but along with being more stable than a cheap version, a quality tripod will last for years, so can actually work out cheaper in the long run. It's a similar story when it comes to bags. A good quality bag isn't cheap to buy, but my last rucksack survived 20 years of hard use before I had to replace it with this LoadPro one. I find that if I'm carrying my kit any distance, a rucksack is much more comfortable than a shoulder bag. Along with my basic camera and lenses, the first item that I make sure I have with me is a remote release to prevent camera shake when using the tripod. Now I prefer a wired release, as I find it simpler and more reliable in the field than an infrared or wireless remote. The only other photographic items that I always pack are my filters. We'll look at these in details in a later video, but for most landscape shoots I take three main filters. A polarizer to cut out reflections and increase the saturation and detail in blue skies, a neutral density grad to reduce the contrast between the sky and the ground, and a plain neutral density filter to allow me to use long shutter speeds. In addition to my camera kit, there are a few items that I find really handy to have with me. These will vary depending on the weather and the location, but a lens and camera cleaning kit is essential. And in wet weather, or if I'm shooting near water, I also find a plastic bag is great for protecting the camera. If I'm shooting in an unfamiliar location, I'll also have a map. Although you can get this on most phones, you can't always guarantee you have a signal or any charge left. Last but not least is some food and drink to keep me going if I'm going to be out for several hours.